The entire altcoin market is exploding right now, and I think Injective is the next altcoin to go nuts from here. $30, $50, both are equally possible, and in today's video, I'm exactly going to explain to you guys why, and I'll be sharing with you guys my next trading idea on Injective. Let's start off on the daily time frame, because on the daily time frame we can see that after the previous bull run on INJ, it has now been seeing a massive correction towards the downside. So what is the reason that I'm turning bullish again? What I really like about the fact about INJ is that it has been mitigating a very important high time frame liquidity pool beneath the low right over here. So what we can see beneath this low, there was a lot of liquidity resting. How so? Because just $1 to enter the best trading community in the space, Tribe Capital. Trade signals, live streams, educational PDFs, and so much more, all for $1 single. All that you guys need to do is follow the first link in the description down below. Fill out your credit card information, you can cancel anytime you guys want, and I'll catch you guys in the tribe. So, because after we put in this low, the price of INJ started slow grinding towards the upside, and it swept a very important buy-side liquidity high right over here. Now, while sweeping that high, a lot of people got trapped into breakout long and buy positions right over here on the price on INJ, or they were longing or buying the pullback. All those people were using this low to cover their stop loss, as this was the low that initiated this impulse towards the upside right over here. So plenty of liquidity resting. Now we have to think about it like this. If market makers want to accumulate a lot of INJ, there's two things that we have to take into account. The first thing is, if they want to fill millions of buy orders, it takes time. Why? Because you can't fill those buy orders in a matter of minutes, hours, or even days. It can take weeks, months to fill those buy orders. Because if you want to fill millions and millions dollars worth of INJ, it means that there's also millions and millions dollars worth of INJ that have to be sold to them in order for them to be able to buy. So, what do market makers do? They will make price move in a certain way that induces retail traders to start selling and shorting INJ. They can then absorb that sell and short pressure to fill their own bigger buy and long orders. Now that is exactly what is happening once INJ was seeing this move to the downside. Many people were getting extremely frightened, many people were giving up on INJ. So when that's your alarm. Are you still paying attention? Are you writing down notes? Let me know in the comments down below what educational trading topic I should be making a video on next. When price then started this local downtrend over here, a lot of people start selling INJ, but they are selling INJ while it's stepping into this massive demand area over here. This is where so much demand was being formed on the price of INJ that gave us this insane impulse towards the upside, and it's never a great idea to start selling your positions when price is entering a massive demand area. Now this is where things started to become very interesting, because as I said, we were entering a local downtrend over here where price was forming lower lows and lower highs. At some point we can see that INJ formed a higher high, breaking structure back towards the upside right over here, and this is a valid break of structure on a daily time frame because we are breaking through a significant high over here, as this high brought us to a lower low over here compared to this low, then brought us to that high, and therefore it was a significant high to break, and therefore this was a valid break of structure on the daily time frame, confirming a potential reversal. Now this is very bullish structure on the daily time frame, and if bulls want to step in, it is gonna be from here, mitigating very important liquidity beneath this low, and also beneath this low right over here, forming a reversal structure on the daily time frame while mitigating high time frame demand. This is the area to hold for INJ. This is the area to form a potential higher low before potentially reversing back towards the upside. Now, this is very bullish structure on the daily time frame. All that I now want to see on the daily is that INJ is going to reclaim the previous range low area right over here. So this is a very pivotal area. As you guys can see, this is where price formed support before this massive impulse to the upside. It retested that support, it held it as support over here, it held it as support over here, and then you can see once price fell beneath it over here, it got a bearish retest and we continued down lower. And later on, it was resistance, it was resistance, and it was resistance over here. Right now, the price of INJ on the daily time frame, it needs to reclaim this range low area in order to then see a squeeze towards the range high area, which is aligning right over here around $44. Now more locally on a 6-hourly time frame, INJ is forming one of my favorite patterns, because what we can see, especially what retail can see, is that INJ was forming a head and shoulders pattern right over here. Now retail looks at this and is becoming extremely bearish, right? Because a head and shoulders pattern in their opinion is extremely bearish. But as I've taught you guys, we don't trade these retail patterns. If anything, we're counter trading these retail patterns. And what we can see is that this head and shoulders pattern was breaking down right over here as well. Now get into the mind of the retail trader. If they see something like this and they see this breakdown occurring over here on the price of INJ, they are becoming extremely bearish. They're expecting INJ to break down even more. Now, what is happening right over here, once they see this breakdown, they once again start selling and shorting their positions up on these breakdowns over here on INJ. And this is exactly what smart money wants. They want retail to start selling and shorting their positions on INJ. Because once again, they can then use that sell and short pressure in this area over here to fill their bigger buy and long orders. Now, once we are reclaiming the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern, which is what we have now done right over here, all those short and sell positions that were being opened up on these breakdowns to the downside right over here are now underwater. Those underwater shorts can do two things. They can either close their short for a loss over here, or they can wait for a pullback and close their short break even over here. Regardless which option they're choosing, if they close their short, it's gonna add more buy pressure to INJ. On the other hand, the people that were selling their spot positions up on these breakdowns over here are now also underwater basically. What they can do is only one thing. They have two options actually. They can either decide not to do anything and miss out on a potential pump, or they can decide to start hopping back into the spot and long-term positions. If they do, it means that they have to buy INJ over here, or that they have to buy INJ upon any pullback, meaning, once again, it's gonna add a lot of buy pressure. Now, these kind of buy pressures up on these reclaims often can cause a very strong squeeze towards the upside. Now, I'm heavily positioned on swing longs on INJ, I'm heavily positioned on spot on INJ, but if you are not positioned just yet, don't be impatient. What you want to do instead is simply analyze the structure, and the structure is saying that I see a bullish break of structure over here. The structure is saying that this is the low that initiated this impulse, that gave us that bullish break of structure, and structure is also saying that I feel like there is some liquidity resting beneath these equal lows right over here. So if you're not positioned yet at INJ and you want to open a swing long or a spot position, wait for INJ to give an aggressive flush into that liquidity pool. This is where you start looking for longs with a potential limit, invalidation beneath this low right over here. And guys, as I said, then you can simply target that range high around $44 for INJ, and that still offers a massive RR of 11 and a massive increase of 273%. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out the trial for just $1 single by following the first link in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys there. Ciao, ciao!